Good morning, guys! Welcome to my new vlog. My name is Katrin, I am a front-end developer living in Germany and I do vlogs, and you can find tech content on my another channel. Today I invite you to grab something to drink and spend the whole productive day with me. But before that, I'm going to give you an update. If you watched my previous video, you know that I spent the whole previous week in Portugal. We had company days there. To be honest, it was not as bad as I thought from the point of how socially, energetically drained I would be. Eventually, I actually returned very energized and motivated. But I think the reason for that was that after workshops and before dinner, I always went to my room to sleep a little bit, and also in the evening, when people had parties till 3 a.m. in the morning, I just went to my room to sleep. And I prefer to think that I'm just a very disciplined person and not antisocial. Anyway, it was very nice. The place was gorgeous, guys. It was very beautiful. It was near the sea, so I understood how much I miss living near the sea. And I tried to go out every morning and to go for a walk, to sit near the sea, to listen to the sound of waves, just enjoy the moment. Also, once I went to swim, but it was so cold, so I could hold myself in the water like for 5 seconds and that was it. But I'm still proud of myself. And also, surprisingly, I went to a gym once, but it was pretty small. I wanted to run on a treadmill, but eventually it was occupied, so I just used a bike too and rode a bike for a little bit, but it was also a good cardio. And also I started doing some fitness in my room, because my room was, wow, it was so big, and to be honest, it was bigger than the apartment I had in Tel Aviv. I don't know, I just understood that personally I would never go to such place, I think, because first of all, I understood that it's not my type of vacation. I don't like lying on a beach for a week, for example. I prefer to go to the city, to explore, to find out new places and so on. Let me know what type of vacation is your favorite. Do you prefer just to relax on the beach, or you are also like me, more about walking and exploring the city and architecture and history? I think there were many things that I like too much or not needed. For example, good that my colleagues, they informed me that before bed, the staff comes to your room to make your bed or prepare your bed for you going to sleep. And for example, for the first time, they also kind of put my PJ on the bed, like to be ready that I jump into it. And it was super weird. They also left a candy. It was kind of nice, but super weird. So good that I knew already about it, because like my partner said, if he saw something like this, he would just call the police immediately. I didn't touch code during this time at all. We just participated in different workshops, connected with each other and so on. So it was nice. But I think I didn't use this time strategically wise from the point of my career, because I think that such events are good for promoting yourself, for talking to right people, to managers, and showing them that you are ready, for example, for more responsibility. On the other hand, I'm still on my probation, so I don't know how it would be if it was appropriate already. So I kind of saw that my colleague did this. I will see what's going to happen, and then I will probably can save it for the next year. But I spent a very valuable time from the point of thinking about where I want to go with my content, with how I want to build my Catherine Coates brand, with my goals. So eventually, as I mentioned, I returned very energized and ready to work hard, but on my goals. Yeah, the food was also super delicious. I also tried few things that I never ate before, for example, oysters. I never ate oysters. It's okay. Like, I don't think I'm a person who could eat it like 10 of them, but it was still nice. And for example, guys from Portugal, they shared with me that they have green wine, which is kind of just a type of grapes that they grow in Portugal, harvest them when they're very young, and eventually the wine is very refreshing and a little bit sparkling, and you usually drink it cold. It also contains not so much of alcohol, not so much percent of alcohol. So eventually I found that in duty free, and I was super happy about it, and we already tried it with my partner. I returned very motivated. I tried to return my early morning routines, so I started eventually to get up earlier, which by early I mean 6:30 a.m. because before that it just couldn't happen. That's it. Now for a few days I already did it, and I am very proud of myself. And after that I usually do some sport or stretching or yoga. Then I meditate for 5 minutes, just to breathe and pay attention to how my body feels. Then I get ready and I try to start work at 8 a.m. and to work like focused till 11, because then we have daily, and then after that like to understand what to do next, and then at 12:30 to do my first break. But I have also coffee break at 11 after daily. Also, what changed with my routine right now, I decided to move language phase from the afternoon to the morning because I understood that I don't have motivation otherwise. But early in the morning, for example, while having breakfast, I can do a chapter and learn Anki for 5 minutes. So yeah, that's basically my routine right now till the midday. And today also I plan to meet with my friend in the evenings. If you remember, I said that I am going to need 2 weeks of social detox after this company retreat. It didn't happen, I don't need it, fortunately, so I am still trying to be a social person, at least for once a week. Let's start. Hello guys again. I am having a lunch right now, a lunch break. My lunch consists of rice that my fiance made and cauliflower curry. We prefer to do a meal prep for a week. Usually we cook separately. One reason is because I am vegetarian, I don't eat meat, and also we have different preferences. That's why it's better to cook separately. But of course, if someone cooks a lot, a huge quantity of something, then we say that you can take it. Or for example, usually I try to make salads for us both, but then he usually doesn't eat it. Or for example, to bake. Like there are things that we make for both of us. The morning part was very productive in my opinion. I am trying to work very focused on one task that I have right now. Generally in the beginning it's just copy-pasting things because there are some things that are already existing in backend but still do not in frontend. After that I will need to understand what else I need to do there. Usually when I code and I don't need to be very focused, then I put on some podcast. Right now I was listening one episode with Evie Pomporos again. I thought about her in one of my videos and I really love her. She's a former CIA agent and she's just wonderful person. I think she made me thinking about many things from another perspective. So I definitely recommend to have a look at what she is doing at her work. And when, for example, I need to be a little bit focused, then I put on some music And when, for example, I need to be very, very focused, then of course I need silence. Also, I decided to film now because my partner just went out to do a workout. Like, I'm not shy, but I still have this limit of not being able to film in front of him, because it's kind of, for me, it feels the same as when, for example, you are talking on the phone in front of someone and then this person is kind of listening to your conversation, but they kind of don't participate in it. So for me, it's a little bit strange and also bad manners. And the same here, I have a feeling that he would listen to it and then have an opinion and then judge, but of course I know that he wouldn't judge. For example, he gives me only feedback usually when I ask for it, and also in a very positive and not toxic way, so that I really can grow and improve my channel. But still, it's kind of a limit for me, so I can't overcome it. I still didn't overcome it, and I don't know if I even want to. So usually when I film and he's at home, then I ask him to go to the room where we have a door and close the door. So I kind of occupy the whole apartment while I'm filming. But yeah, that's what he has to put up with. So yeah, after that, probably I'm going to rest a little bit for 20 minutes. I sometimes do a power nap, so to speak. I put on the alarm clock and then just try to rest or switch off my mind for 20 minutes, because I think today I didn't sleep enough hours. After that, I'm going to continue working, and at around 3 p.m., 4 p.m. I'm going to have a coffee break. Yesterday I already made coffee and I just put a part of it into the fridge, so it's kind of going to be a nice cold brew. The work, as I mentioned, I'm going to meet with friends in the city, so I'll see you later.